that Joe Montana is his quarterback. Steve Young may play some, but Montana is the man. We expect some fireworks here from the 49ers today against Atlanta's bad defense. Now back to you, Tim.
All right, Doc. 49ers are one of only 2 unbeaten teams in the NFC now, and San Francisco has not started 3-0 since their Super Bowl season. Mike Cofer to kick off for San Francisco, and deep for Atlanta is Sylvester Stamps. This will be taken by the up man, Tim Gordon. Well, it was not a very good kick to start the game. And they bring it back to the 23-yard line. So Chris Miller comes on after that 9-yard return. And let's show you the defense that young Chris will be facing, because it is a formidable defense. With Roberts, Carter, and Fagan up front. The linebackers, Haley Ellison, Walter, and Romanowski. And in the secondary, McKyer, Griffin, Holmo, and Jeff Fuller. Riggs is starting. He has been banged up. He starts, but this pass complete to Dixon, and it'll be up close to a first down. It'll be a pickup of about 8, and they'll be 2 yards shy of that first. So it'll bring up second down and short. Offensively for Atlanta, Miller, Riggs, as we mentioned, has a hip flexor. James Primus, Bailey, and Dixon the wideouts. And up front, pretty good offensive line with Ken Dukes, Radloff, Freilich, Miller, and Wisenhunt starts at tight end. Freilich and Ken have been to 7 Pro Bowls combined. 2nd and 2 for the Falcons. Give inside to Primus. And not much going. Romanowski, the young rookie out of Boston College, 3rd-round draft pick, makes the tackle.
You get a sense, as I said just moments ago, Chris Miller, I like him. One of the reasons I do like him, yes, he's got mobility, he's got a strong arm, he's very talented, but anybody in his first start, and this happened a year ago against San Francisco, he got into the huddle, and Freilich and Ken were apparently talking, and Chris Miller told them both to shut up. This is my team, and I'm taking control. I like a quarterback with that kind of zip.
Dixon, Wisenhunt, and Bailey. Miller to throw. He does underneath. And Riggs has the first down and more up near midfield and into San Francisco territory.
And Gerald Riggs looked pretty good. I talked to him before the game, as I mentioned. He was very tentative. You saw him in warm-ups, Tim. He was very gingerly stretching and jogging around. Wasn't sure. He's probably not 100% that time coming out of the backfield. He looked comfortable catching the ball. Maybe not as quick as he usually is, but looks like he'll be effective.
I'll tell you this, though, Doc. He is durable, and he is one tough son of a gun.
And the Atlanta Falcons need him today if they're going to have a chance against the 49ers.
First down at the 48 after that 19-yard pickup. Still not much for Primus. We want to welcome those of you who have been watching the Minnesota-Chicago game. What a surprise that is. Not that Minnesota won, but the fashion in which they did it. Here, we're just underway. Atlanta, San Francisco. First possession for the Falcons. And Atlanta's moving the ball quite nicely. Second down and 8 at the 46. This is young Chris Miller. Dangerous pass incomplete. One-on-one coverage on that side, Doc. Dangerous pass, though, to throw at that distance.
Dangerous pass. Very few quarterbacks will attempt that kind of pass. Chris Miller, very talented, as I mentioned, has a touch on the ball. Doesn't have the strongest arm. People have mentioned him in the same breath with Elway, except not that big, strong arm to be able to throw the deep 20, 25-yard out as he tried to do right there.
Tim Brandt, John Dockery at Candlestick Park. Dixon, Bailey, Matthews. 3 wideouts now. 4 wideouts for Atlanta. Third and 8. Miller with time. Intercepted. And there's a flag. It was Tom Holmo who brought it in, but there's going to be a personal foul attached, and it's going to be on San Francisco.
One of the problems a young quarterback will have is timing with his receiver and direction. That time his receiver went out. Miller thought he was going outside.
Personal foul, late hit, number 75. 15 yards, first down.
That's Kevin Fagan, 75.
But if you take a look at Chris Miller again on this throw, again, a young quarterback, hasn't worked that much with his wide receivers. He thought the receiver was going outside. He went inside. Miller threw the ball, but again, that interception was nullified by the penalty.
Joe Montana gets the start for San Francisco. Intended for Chandler, incomplete.
It wasn't nullified by and there's Montana as the quarterback.
Did not start last week. Steve Young did, but it was Montana that came back in the second half and won the game on the long pass play to Rice against the Giants. The Atlanta defense very quickly. Gann, Casillas, and Bryan up front, the linebackers. Andre Bruce, the #1 pick. Brady Tuggle and Joel Williams. And in the secondary, Butler, Case Clark, and Robert Moore. Roger Craig on 2nd and 1, and he got the first down. Offensively, for the 49ers, I mentioned Montana getting the start. We talked to him yesterday, and we'll talk a little bit more about his mood in the quarterback situation, along with Craig and Rathman. Rice and Chandler, the wideouts. They are not getting the productivity out of their split end they would like. Wallace, Apollo, Cross, Colley, Barton, and Heller at tight end. On first down, Montana to throw with pressure. And there he is. Andre Bruce, the #1 pick that we talked about. John Dockery, he was blasted in the papers this week. People in Atlanta thought he was overrated. We talked to him last night. He's got a tremendous mindset.
Anytime you're #1 draft pick in the draft, you're going to have pressure on you, Tim.
We want to welcome those of you who have been watching Washington's win over Philadelphia. Big game in the NFC East. Welcome to San Francisco. We're just underway. First quarter, Tim Brandt and John Dockery. 2nd and 20. Montana drops it underneath to Rathman. And he was smelled out nicely by Jesse Tuggle, the linebacker.
And Joe Montana, there's been a quarterback controversy out here in San Francisco. Of course, Steve Young started last week against the Giants. Montana came in the second half and won the game. And Bill Walsh made it very, very clear when we asked him, who is your quarterback? He said, Joe Montana's my quarterback. And we followed up by saying, is it for a week, a quarter, a week, a season? He said, he is my quarterback unless something happens. I'd like to get that man #8 in the game if I can, but I won't force him.
3rd and 17. 6 defensive backs for Atlanta. This is called, and there is a flag. Craig gets up to the 44-yard line before David Crudup takes him down, but there is a penalty, as we mentioned. Referee today is Fred Silva. And it is against the 49ers. Thus far in the season, it has been Atlanta making mistakes.
Offense, number 44, holding. Decline, 4th down.
And that's Tom Rathman. So Barry Helton comes on to punt for San Francisco. He's got a 39-yard average, and it's Lou Barnes, who just came into camp with Atlanta, standing on the 17. Barnes gets back to the 20, and that'll be it. Bill Romanowski, the linebacker out of Boston College, was there first, along with a whole host of 49er covermen. 39-yard punt, 3-yard return. Doc, we mentioned it is a very young Atlanta team.
And it is the kiddie core. You see Miller, Settle, Dixon, and Bruce. Those are some of the top players. And look at the ages, 23, 23, 24, 22. 30 of the players on the Atlanta roster are 26 years of age or under. They are rebuilding again in Atlanta.
I'll tell you this, though. They do have 9 first-round draft picks active. First down, Miller throws. And Primus takes it out to the 28-yard line before he's taken down. Atlanta does have an interesting offense in that it is young, but we watched them in film in the first 2 games, and they've moved the ball effectively.
And the reason they moved the ball effectively are 2 reasons. Of course, Gerald Riggs is an outstanding running back. Primus had a good week last week, but it's really Chris Miller, the quarterback, has a sense of what the game's about, even though this is only his 5th start in the NFL.
And I think it's noteworthy that this was his first training camp in that he held out last week, or last year, rather. To give inside, and I do not think they will get the first down. Larry Roberts made the tackle.
In a sense, what you said is exactly true about Chris Miller. He signed last year on Halloween. No significance to that. He just held out. It was a contract dispute. So really, he had the benefit of training camp. He had the benefit of being the starting quarterback all through preseason. And he is the man they'll rely on for the future.
I tell you, Doc, I think there is significance there. He came in on Halloween, and he scared people ever since. 3rd and 1. 2 tight ends, Whisenhunt and Higbee. Miller on the quarterback sneak. He's going to be close.
One of the things the Atlanta Falcons would like to do early is get their ground game going, some ball control with a short, high percentage passing game for 2 reasons. A, to keep their defense, which is thin off the field, and B, to keep the ball away from the San Francisco 49ers. Marion Campbell said that's his game plan today.
Marion Campbell, 35 seasons in the National Football League as a player and coach. And he's also been to championships. So, just that far. So Rick Donnelly will come on to punt it away. His average, 36.7 yards, and it'll be Wes Chandler deep for San Francisco. High wobbly punt. Chandler will field it on the 32 and call for a fair catch at the 31. A 39-yard punt. And with 9:42 remaining in the first period, we've got no score.
Bring on the city, bring on the night, bring on the highway, clear out of sight. Bring on excitement, yeah, riding Pontiac. Get on your Pontiac and ride.
Fully revved, restyled, and ready to go. From America's Rapid Transit Authority, the dramatic new Grand Am.
Get on your Pontiac. We build excitement.
This year, 24 men and women are going to Seoul, Korea. Going for the gold. Coors Light is proud to be a sponsor of the USA National Men's and Women's Volleyball teams. Proud to be sending our best.
Who flies overnight letters for just $8.75? Watch the birdie. Express Mail overnight service from your post office. Who drops by to pick up your overnight packages every day? You know us well. Express Mail overnight service. When we say overnight, we mean overnight.
Bill Walsh in his 10th year as head coach of the 49ers, and what a job he has done.
You look at those winningest teams of the 80s, San Francisco on top, Washington, Miami, and you get a sense, if you look at all of those, it's organization. It's really management and organization that makes any team successful. And Bill Walsh was interesting yesterday when he talked about the kind of management he likes. He is the man that takes control and takes responsibility and will make the ultimate decision in this organization. Of course, it helps to have some good players around as well. 2
championships, 2 Super Bowl wins, 5 division titles. He says this is a team in transition, yet it's maintaining that championship level. 1st and 10 at the 31. Montana looking deep. And it's complete to Rice. Knocked out of bounds by Bobby Butler, but Rice came clear, and Montana drilled him.
And a good catch by Rice, who had his problems against the Giants early last week, dropped a couple of balls, and he said, boy, it's important for me to get into this game early and to make some catches. This is a fingertip catch going up. Just as he catches it, he's hit by Butler. Good job to hold on to the ball. Important for Rice to get into the game early.
1st and 10, ball at the 49. For that 19-yard pickup. Montana now 4 for 4. This one to Wes Chandler. And he'll be close to another first down. They'll make it a gain of 9. It'll be 2nd and short.
And interesting how he sends Rice in motion, sends him inside to pull away the extra coverage and gets one-on-one with Scott Case.
Cincinnati holding on over Pittsburgh. Second and 3, they make it. They give to Craig. He's got a hold. To the 36-yard line. First down, San Francisco, before Rick Bryan can bring him down.
Looks a little like Edwin Moses hurdling over people there. And if you see Roger Craig and you think he's a little bit slimmer, well, he is a little bit slimmer, and that's made him quicker. He's about 10 pounds lighter, and watch his quick cut back inside here. He looks more fluid. He looks a little niftier. He says he hasn't lost any of his strength.
What a block he got from Tom Rathman. First down, back to Craig. Craig to the 25-yard line. John Rady made the tackle along with Scott Case, but San Francisco going to his run and stun attack.
And you know, the motivation for Roger Craig, many people were talking about him slimming down. He's getting a little older. A lot of players want to be a little lighter, but there may be another motivation. And Sherman Lewis, the running back coach, told me before the game, Terrence Flagler's performance, you know, the star running back from Clemson, who's hurt right now, pushed Roger a little bit and got his attention. That's why he's playing even better this year.
On 1st and 10, they're going deep. It's Rice. Incomplete. He had Bobby Butler beaten, but couldn't stay in the end zone.
And Butler's doing a lot of complaining, Tim, that he was pushed by Rice, and that's why he fell down. Of course, Rice did catch the ball going out of the end zone.
Oh, was it close?
Look at Rice, though. You see those gloves he's wearing, those red gloves? He normally wouldn't wear them in this situation, but he's got a bruise on his hand. He's got a bandage underneath, so he's wearing the gloves. You see Butler go down, catches the ball out of bounds, clearly out of bounds. A little bit, not enough field for Montana to get it in there.
Rice had 4 catches last week, but he had 3 drops. 2nd and 10 at the 24. On play action, Montana now in trouble. Gets the corner and takes it down to the 21-yard line, and Scott Case makes him pay the price there.
Watch Andre Bruce, the outside linebacker, coming in here. Bruce, see Colley come out to pick him up, does a good job. The reason he's able to do that, Tim, so well is he's got the angle from the inside. That's how they neutralized Lawrence Taylor a few years back. That great angle by the guard pulling out to pick up that blitzing linebacker from the outside.
Colley's a 4-year player out of Texas Arlington, 275 pounds. Bruce just a rookie, 245. 6 defensive backs now for Atlanta. 3rd and 7. Incomplete, intended for Craig across the middle. And it looked to me as if maybe Montana rushed that pass a little bit. He had all kinds of time.
You get a sense that Joe Montana hasn't found his rhythm. Of course, in practice with the quarterback controversy, he's been only getting 50% of the snaps, so he's not really found it yet. Watch him right here. Tries to throw the ball in the lane. It's a little overthrown ahead of the receiver. Craig can't catch it. Montana, when he's right, puts that ball right in Craig's stomach for the completion.
So Mike Cofer will attempt the field goal. 38 yards. The hold is good. The kick is long enough, and it's good. So San Francisco is on the board first with 6 minutes and 12 seconds remaining, first period.
You hear the thunder, thunder, the call of the road. You feel excitement. Get on your Pontiac and ride.
A sports sedan that moves like a ground-level flying machine. Big, fast, and powerful. Pontiac Bonneville. Test one soon.
Get on your Pontiac. We build excitement.
This year, 24 men and women are going to Seoul, Korea. Going for the gold. Coors Light is is proud to be a sponsor of the USA National Men's and Women's Volleyball teams. Proud to be sending our best.
San Francisco has beaten Atlanta 8 straight games. In the last win for the Falcons, Dick Stockton made the call.
To go. 49ers in a real prevent defense. Everyone back for 3. Barkowski goes up high in a crowd to the left side. And it's caught by White Shoes Johnson. Touchdown! Touchdown!
They didn't dominate, but they won it. Coper's kick will be taken at the 10 by James Primus. And he gets back out across the 20 to the 23-yard line.
Tim, was that really 1983? There's Roger Craig sitting on the bench. Billy White Shoes Johnson, didn't he sign with Washington now?
Played today against Philadelphia.
Washington, of course, won that game, what, 17-10?
And you know what, Doc? He still looks like he's in his 20s.
Big Ben, look at this. The Jets 45-3. My old team, Joe Walton, has them back on track against a tough Houston team. Wow.
First down at the 24 for the Falcons. Looking for a hole in the corner. Primus can't find one, and he's taken down rather rudely. Picks up a couple. Kevin Fagan made the tackle. Kevin Fagan's interesting, Doc. He's gone from a project player to a legitimate big-time performer.
Of course, he's out of Miami in his second year. He's had a lot of injuries. People thought that Danny Stubbs, the number 2 pick this year out of Miami, might be an impact player. He hasn't proven to be that yet, but instead, Kevin Fagan has been the man, number 75.
It'll be 2nd and 7 from the 27. Stover, Carter, Fagan, and Roberts. Down linemen now for the 49ers. They go to their nickel package. Three-step drop, go up top. Dixon. Broken up nicely by Tim McKyer. I thought Dixon had a step. McKyer made up ground.
And McKyer, one of the things San Francisco's worried about are their 2 young cornerbacks, McKyer, 22, and Griffin, who were a holdout, and they're really only back 4 weeks now, and they're not quite in the best playing shape. Nice fade here by Dixon at the end, but he just gets a finger on McKyer and tips it away. That was strictly man-to-man, bump and run, one-on-one coverage.
I'm not sure Griffin and McKyer are 100% yet either. Working their way back in. 3rd and 8, 6 defensive backs now for San Francisco. Miller is mobile. Throws this one away. It was intended for Aubrey Matthews. Incomplete. Right now, let's go to New York and Brent Musburger. Brent?
Well, Tim, an early storyline this afternoon on the AFC. 2 teams are now 3-0, Buffalo and Cincinnati. Pittsburgh was driving late, and Bubby Brister was intercepted by Eric Thomas. The Bengals run out the clock, and they win at 17-12. Back to Tim.
And it wasn't long ago that Sam Weich's job was on the line. He looks pretty solid right now. Rick Donnelly to punt it away for Atlanta. Here comes the rush. This punt will take Chandler back inside the 30 to the 26-yard line and tempers Blair a little bit. 46-yard punt. And San Francisco will start at the 27.
You know, Brent mentioned Cincinnati being 3-0 in that Central Division, and Sam Weich's job being on the line. Boomer Esiason is having a spectacular year. Take a look at the punter right here.
Good pressure by San Francisco.
And then he's hit afterwards, but no penalty called.
4:57 remaining first period. 3-0.
AT&T has just made Watts a whole new ball game for any size business. Pick from a lineup of plans that give you call detail, distance-sensitive pricing, and major league discounts, even on international and AT&T card calls. If you thought AT&T Watts had just one pitch, now it's a whole new ball game.
Bring on the city, bring on the night, bring on the highway, clear out of sight. Bring on excitement, yeah, Pontiac. Get on your Pontiac and ride.
Fully revved, restyled, and ready to go. From America's Rapid Transit Authority, the dramatic new Grand Am.
Get on your Pontiac. We build excitement.
If you think you can handle the big, bold taste of extra gold draft, hang on. This is the full tilt draft real beer drinkers have been thirsty for. And it looks like they aren't gonna let go. Grab hold of an extra gold. It's the biggest taste that's happened to beer since they put it in cans.
They are the defending SEC champions and ranked 6th in the nation. The Tigers of Auburn battle conference rival Tennessee next Saturday on CBS Sports.
First and 10 at the 28 for San Francisco. Roger Craig left side, looks for a block, can't find it, loses his helmet. And he gets back to the line of scrimmage. Rick Ryan got there first, and he was joined by Jesse Tuggle.
You know, Joe Montana didn't start last week. There's a couple of reasons. If you look at his right arm, you see that big white elbow pad on there. Well, that's to protect a bruised elbow. He showed it to us the other day. There is a little bit of swelling, but he says it's far less than last week when he was in against the Giants in the second half with that miracle touchdown to Rice to win that game.
He has that unique ability to elevate the performance of everybody around him. This is Craig on 2nd and 9. And he gets back to the line of scrimmage. Andre Bruce chases him down there. Bruce has good movement for a guy as big as he is, 6'5", 245. Really enjoyed talking with him last night. He's an interesting young man.
#1 draft choice in the draft out of Auburn. Of course, an All-American MVP in the Senior Bowl. They expect him to be an impact player like the Lawrence Taylors, Andre Tibbetts, and Rod Martins, those kinds of outside linebackers.
He said he was happy to get out of Auburn, didn't have to go to class, got here, now he has more meetings than he has classes.
Right, compared it to high school.
6 defensive backs now for the Falcons on 3rd and 8. Montana just drops a little screen to Craig. Nice cut out to the 40-yard line and across the 40 to the 41-yard line. That's where Brett Clark takes him down.
You know, Bill Parcells said last week after Rice and Montana beat the Giants in that last second, he said, great athletes make great plays. Montana, Roger Craig, Jerry Rice, they have the big-time talent in the offense to make things happen. And that time, Roger Craig made much of that happen on his own for the first down after he caught the ball.
He does do that. 3 touchdown passes against New Orleans, 78-yard touchdown to Rice last week to beat New York. Wide receiver on 1st down, and Montana goes down. Tony Casillas, 280-pounder out of Oklahoma.
One of the best nose tackles in the game, going against Randy Cross. Of course, Cross has moved in from guard. Watch Casillas here. Uses his hands on a stunt, comes around the outside, and gets in on Montana to make the tackle.
That wasn't much technique as much as it was strength and speed.
It really was, but he kept the center away from him with his arms and then cut around the left side in the stunt. The offensive lineman got caught in the traffic. Casillas came free to make the tackle.
It'll be 2nd and 13 from the 37 for Montana and the 49ers. Rice is open to the 26-yard line. Thirty-seven-yard pickup.
This is simply a rematch. This is what they want, one-on-one. Scott Case, number 25, trying to cover Jerry Rice, gets totally turned around. The ball is thrown up there. Rice kind of has to wait for it. Case makes a great head tackle right there, while Rice is gone for the touchdown.
Crowd wanted a face mask penalty.
Take a look at Casillas battling away. Randy Cross just misses getting there. Montana delivers the ball and takes a big hit.
Montana now 6 of 8, 86 yards. He's hot. This is Craig. To the 24-yard line, Jesse Tuggle makes the stop.
You know, everyone talks about the sophistication of the San Francisco offense, and it is. It's like playing basketball in cleats. Move people around, pick, find the open man, and just flip them the ball. Montana is a master at doing that. Of course, Walsh is his mentor and the man that puts all of this together, but you need someone, a technician, to run it. Montana is the man.
49ers passed to establish the run. Last week of the first 24 plays, 17 were passes. 2nd and 7, Roger Craig. You're right, it is like basketball. Picks, crosses, sweeps.
And Joe Montana just does. He moves his pieces around like a chess match. Moves Craig out of the backfield, gives him an option on the linebacker to go inside or go outside, depending upon what the linebacker is doing, and then just flips him the ball.
49ers bring McIntyre in for Wilson, and they make him a tight end on that last play. And now he comes back out of the ball game on 3rd and 4. But McIntyre, 6'3", 265-pound guard, he can be intimidated as a tight end. Montana has Craig open to the 10-yard line. Joel Williams makes the tackle. Well, if they're looking for a 60-40 pass-run ratio, right now Doc, it's 10 passes, 7 runs for the 49ers.
Well, they don't bother. I mean, Walsh told me in the first quarter, we'll run early, and often we don't believe in trying to jam the ball down the throat of the opposition when they're jacked up and excited. We'll throw the ball, and they have been.
And the first quarter belongs to the San Francisco 49ers. 3-0. We'll be back.
Winning's easy. Give 110%, expect 110%. From yourself, everyone, everything. Speed Stick deodorant gives 110%. That's its edge. Why? It has no alcohol, and alcohol evaporates. Speed Stick protection doesn't evaporate even after 24 hours. Glides on dry in just a few strokes. That's 110% protection.
Speed Stick deodorant, the wide stick.
That's your edge.
Over 28 million adults get athlete's foot.
I'm Jim Burke. I had athlete's foot until I used NP27. It has an ingredient recommended by doctors.
Look, NP27 stops the burning, itching of athlete's foot fast.
NP27. Nothing's a better cure for athlete's foot.
In just 1 week, I lost enough weight to actually see the difference.
The Slim Fast Pledge. Give us a week. We'll take off the weight. Each Slim Fast shake is a delicious, nutritious, low-calorie meal.
1 week and the weight was gone.
Give us a week. We'll take off the weight.
When you fly in United, you're probably not aware of the 60,000 professionals working to make your trip easy, or the way our new advanced terminals speed you on your way. Just as when you use the American Express card, you're not really thinking about all the services that make frequent business flyers rated best for travel and entertainment. You don't notice these things because they're there, but you would notice them if they weren't.
Ciprian and John Dockery at Candlestick Park in the Bay Area of San Francisco. As we start the second quarter, it is 1st and goal for the 49ers. This is Rathman. Gets a block on the corner and bulls his way down to the 6-yard line. And he carried Joel Williams a good 2 yards before he went down.
Rathman strictly a power runner. Out of Nebraska, 6'1", 232 pounds, used mostly to clear the way for Roger Craig, but also a good pass receiver. And when you need some short yardage, he's the man. That time he ran with major power.
I love how he calls it the run and stun attack. 10 plays, 66 yards. They've eaten up 5 minutes and 15 seconds. First quarter, all 49ers. 7 first downs to 1. Montana looks in the corner. Intercepted. Yes. By Scott Case. It's a touchback, and he'll bring it out to the 20.
Two reasons that was intercepted. It's underthrown slightly, and it's a little bit late by Montana. He wants it back. He's going to Jerry Rice. They have man-to-man, one-on-one. Scott Case with the coverage. And watch, as this ball comes, how Case is able. He's trailing. He cuts underneath. He makes the interception and shuts down the San Francisco drive.
Got both feet in. 14-15 remaining in the half.
Hi, I'm Dick Clark, and this Wednesday you'll see Reba McEntire, the captain, and Tennille, and my very special guest, Bubbles the Chimp, on Live. Dick Clark presents Wednesday on CBS.
For induction into the National Football League Hall of Fame, Mike Ditka.
This is it, a Pro Football Hall of Fame. To be selected is the greatest honor of my life. To join men like George Halas. And because of him, I started my career as a Chicago Bear. And I'm with the Bears again. And the game I loved as a player is still in my blood as a coach. The will to win, the fire competition. They're all part of the stories that are here for you at the Pro Football Hall of Fame. And when you see Mike Ditka, remember that in life, just as in football, there's a lot more to winning than just wanting to. See, you have to prove yourself every day, to always give your best. You really never lose until you stop trying.
They're all here. The records, the films, the stories at the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton, Ohio. Don't miss it. This message furnished by the National Football League.
CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League is sponsored by Pontiac. We build excitement. And by Allstate for home, auto, and life insurance. You're in good hands with Allstate.
$14 minutes, 15 seconds remaining in the half. Tim Brandt, John Dockery with you. San Francisco leads 3-0 and have really dominated thus far, but have only been able to get 3 points out of it. Montana 4 for 4 on that last drive before the interception by Scott Case. Meanwhile, young Chris Miller in his second year at quarterback for Atlanta hit his first 2 passes. He's now missed 4 of the last 5. He's got Riggs wide open. Up to the 47-yard line. They'll mark it at midfield. Tom Homo knocks him out there, but Riggs came clear, and Miller just showed a nice touch for the 30-yard pickup.
He has nice touch. Anytime you can get Riggs out of the backfield in that position on a linebacker, nice touch over the top for the completion. Interesting rhythm in any game. Frustration on the side of San Francisco. They drive 9 plays, 48 yards, and they get 3 points. Then they drive 11 plays. Montana throws an interception. So the momentum, the rhythm of this game is swinging a little bit Atlanta's way right now. And it's in Chris Miller's hands at the moment.
First down at the 49. Miller to throw again. Plenty of time. Now in trouble. Dumps it over to Riggs. And Riggs takes it to the 44-yard line in San Francisco territory, but Chris Miller was really tagged. It was Larry Roberts that came in and put Miller on his back.
He held that ball to the last minute. He looked for his first receiver. He wasn't open. He went to his second receiver, couldn't find him. Finally, he dumped it off with Larry Roberts, number 91, bearing down on. Very cool customer at quarterback, Chris Miller.
He is that. He's fun to talk with, too. 2nd and 4 at 45. For Atlanta. Give inside the Riggs, spins and turns on Michael Walter. Walter hangs with him, and he picked up just a couple. Chris Miller just completed his first training camp, and he ranks 4th in the NFL with 39 completions. As you look at Walter, who made that last play. But he shows a lot of composure, Doc, as the NFL's youngest starting quarterback, just 23 years of age. Atlanta just 1 for 4 on 3rd down conversions. It is 3rd and 3 at the 44. Miller, Wissenhunt, and he has the first down. Ken Wissenhunt, the tight end, had cleared in the flats, and Jeff Fuller just couldn't contain him.
That was a give me. Tim Brandt, you could have completed that pass because Jeff Fuller was playing off. Wisenhunt just simply went down and out. Miller saw it beforehand that it was man coverage, and that was a give me. Just throw it out there for the first down.
I could have completed that pass if you were the DB. I saw you play, Dockery.
I made many a quarterback's career long and productive.
They aren't going to retire that jersey, I'll tell you. Primus picks up a couple on first down.
You know, they have good linebackers on San Francisco. And watch number 50, Ricky Ellerson. Quick, got good movement. See him fight off this block strong enough to do it, and then come in and help out with the tackle.
It'll be 2nd and 7 at the 36. I want to talk about Ellison, too. I know you liked him.
Oh, yes.
He, too, was unique. It'll be 2nd down and 7 at the 36 for Atlanta. Miller on play action. Has pressure backside. Incomplete. It was intended for Stacey Bailey. And I'm surprised Miller didn't run with it. He had the entire right sideline open.
If you talk to the defense of San Francisco, they will tell you their top priority in this game defensively is to contain Chris Miller. That time, he showed you some good touch on the ball. That went off the fingertips of Stacey Bailey.
You know, Doc, that's not the point, though. They were concerned about containing him. That time he broke containment, and he had a lot of room to run.
He had some room, but he thought he could get it in there to Bailey for a bigger gain. He actually had Riggs out of the backfield, turning upfield, you know, where they flood the zone. They have one man short, one man deep. He actually could have gotten the ball to either one just off his fingertips.
Nonetheless, it's 3rd and 7 as San Francisco loads up with 6 defensive backs. Miller has the completion to Bailey. Bailey down to the 24-yard line, and it'll be another Atlanta first down. Don Griffin.
We wonder why.
Hit.
I'm sorry, I was so excited about Chris Miller. This ball left his hand before Bailey even made his turn. And it was right on the line. Now, Bailey hasn't even turned yet, and the ball is gone. Watch, he turns around, it's right there. Receivers love that. Defensive back has absolutely no time to react. Take a look at it again. Good back pedal. He gets the defensive back turned right there, Donnie Griffin, and then the ball is right there as he turns around.
11-yard pickup. Chris Miller now 4 of 5 on this drive. Sylvester Stamps comes in along with John Settle. Stamps now hustles up to the top of the screen. This is Settle. He's not going anywhere. Bill Romanowski out of Boston College made the tackle. Good read, strong tackle.
Romanowski, how about the... Bill Walsh's eyes light up when we talked about Romanowski. He said, my goodness, isn't it nice to find a nugget in the rough? Romanowski, the rookie out of Boston College, 6'4", 231, says he's going to be a fabulous linebacker. Here he's starting for the 49ers as a rookie.
Riggs and Primus come into the ball game as running backs now for Atlanta. Romanowski comes out. Well, that's what we're talking about. They just reload here in San Francisco. He says it's a team in transition, yet they maintain that level. 2nd and 10 for the Falcons.
I don't believe it's a team in transition. They just keep winning. They keep the load, as you said.
Miller, 3-step drop. Has the completion. There is a flag, and I think there was too much time. The clock shows 0. We'll wait for the call from Fred Silva, the referee.
Offense, delay of the game, number 12. The 5 yards was before the snap. Still 2nd down.
Chris Miller came up to the line of scrimmage. He didn't like what he saw. He has, even though he's a young quarterback, only in his 2nd year, he has the option to audible at the line and check with me. Marion Campbell has that much confidence in the young quarterback. That time, he took a little too much time, and he got the delay of game.
But these are the type of mistakes that have hurt Atlanta thus far in the season. Fumbles, turnovers, too much time, penalties. 2nd and 15 at the 30. Give inside to Riggs, and he's down to the 26-yard line.
Interesting call against the nickel, trying to break on a quick trap. Riggs up the middle, hoping to get him into the secondary for a big gainer. Didn't work.
3-0 San Francisco. We've got 9 minutes remaining in the first half. Tim Brandt, John Dockery in the Bay Area. Big fire on the other side of the bay. I think it's a little place called Fairfax. And it has caused Fairfield, it is. Bill Breslin, the resident San Francisco, has clarified that. But nonetheless, It's hazy in here because of the fire. 3rd and 11. Matthews wide open down to the 10-yard line. Danny Stubbs had the pressure on Miller, but again he showed that mobility, bought himself some time and made the completion.
The extra dimension at quarterback. Watch Miller. Here comes the rush. Ducks around it. The contain was lost right there. It looked like Stubbs, and then he just flips it to a wide open Matthews. Gets his feet in bounds. Very close on that catch along the line. Woo. But they give him the catch. First down.
You hear the reaction of the crowd here at Candlestick.
Crowd saw it up on the replay board, did not like it.
Primus gets back maybe to the line of scrimmage.
Nice opportunity for James Primus, the rookie out of UCLA. Played in the shadow of Mel Farr, Gaston Green, Eric Ball. Didn't get much of an opportunity, but doing a good job for the Atlanta Falcons.
Last Sunday in his first NFL start, Doc, 5 carries, 25 yards.
He's helping them. I mean, they'd like a big-time fast back to help out there. He may not be the answer in the long run, but he's certainly done a workmanlike job for the Falcons.
2nd and 9. Just outside the 10. Riggs bounces outside, looks for a block to the 5, to the 3-yard line. Jeff Fuller makes the tackle, but Gerald Riggs did all that on his own.
Do you get an idea why Gerald Riggs is second in rushing only to Eric Dickerson in the last 4 years in the NFL? Here he bounces off people with that great balance, good size, 232. He's also got the speed and the acceleration. Bangs down there, does much of it on his own. 3 times Pro Bowl player, only running back in the league to achieve that.
A rather methodical drive.
It's certainly a very impressive drive to take a little of the steam out of San Francisco, who was favored big coming into this game.
You see the numbers on Riggs. It's 3rd down and 2. Atlanta 3 for 3 on 3rd down conversions. He's close. Touchdown. They're giving him the touchdown. And again, listen to the reaction of the crowd here at Candlestick. Griffin and Fuller made the hit, but Riggs made the touchdown. Great second effort.
Great stretch. That last moment where he stretches out. Take a look at it. You're the linebacker now. Here comes the big man. Cuts back inside because he sees there's no path. Now watch him stretch at the last moment right there. Any part of the ball to go over the plane. It is a touchdown. Good call.
You know, his knee hit, though, Doc, before that.
That's the question. If his knee hits, here's the extra point.
I'd like to see that again. I say his knee hit. I agree with the crowd. Davis makes the extra point, and Atlanta takes the lead.
The question is, did his knee hit before he stretched the ball across the plane?
Yes,
that is the whole
absolutely.
question here, Tim. Let's take a look at it again. Watch right now.
Watch his right knee, Doc.
Look how he's angled towards the ground. Let's see
now,
if his right
it's
knee
on right now.
I don't know about that. Yes, it is on the ground. And he stretches out for that last minute. Really questionable judgment call. They gave Atlanta the touchdown, and they lead 7-3.
Leave it to the good hands, people. Thinking ahead. It's something you started doing the day you learned how to wish and plan and take measures to help your wishes come true, which is just what Allstate Universal Life helps you to do. To plan while protecting your family and save as your family grows at rates that could help make a lot of your wishes a reality. Allstate Universal Life Insurance, another reason.
You're in good hands with Allstate.
The Clydesdales, the symbol of Budweiser quality, of Beechwood aging, the choicest natural ingredients, and a genuine commitment to freshness and taste. One beer lives up to all this. Budweiser.
Okay, so you love your car. Whoa, you're not going inside yet. The tires, the 4 round things underneath. There you go. Now, see that armor all protected? Wipe some of that stuff on the tires and bumpers.
Okay, now get in the car and do the dash and the seats. You can do this. This is not rocket science. Now look at your car. Now go in the house and tell them how hard you worked. Go ahead. They don't know about Armor All. They'll buy it.
Atlanta has taken the lead here at Candlestick, 7-3. We've got 7 minutes remaining in the first half. Greg Davis to kick off. And he'll be kicking deep to Doug DeBose or Harry Sidney. It'll be DeBose in his own end zone. And he'll take the touchback. They'll bring it out to the 20. Take another look, Doc, at the touchdown for Atlanta.
Take a look at the left guard. Number 66, George Yarno, pulls to the left side and makes a great block, taking out 2 players to lead the way for Gerald Riggs. Watch him here. See him? Takes on the defensive end, linebacker also. And Riggs just... There's another point to be made there, and I'll make it after this play on that touchdown.
6 minutes, 54 seconds remain in the half. First down for Montana, play action. Buys some time, has the completion to Rathman. Up to the 25, they'll mark it at the 27-yard line. Well, 1 turnover for each team. That's what Marion Campbell wanted to eliminate. And Bill Walsh certainly didn't want any parts of it either. Kofor hit the 30-yard field goal. That was a 48-yard drive, 9 plays, took 3 minutes and 30 seconds. San Francisco had an 11-play drive. Montana threw an interception in the end zone. Scott Case picked that off. And then Atlanta has come back with an 80-yard drive, 12 plays. Miller was 5 for 6 passing on that drive, and Gerald Riggs scored. 2nd and 3 here. Almost intercepted by Andre Bruce. The ball sat on his helmet for a split second.
Too bad he didn't have a pair of hands on his helmet. He would have caught that ball.
It was intended for Chandler.
You know, 1 point on that touchdown again. I think it's important to know Gerald Riggs, if his knee hit the ground and he was impacted and it hit the ground and stretched out, then see it hit him in the back of the helmet right there. You didn't even see it. Had he turned, he might have had a shot at it.
Just sat up there.
But on that touchdown, 1 last point. If he's impacted and his knee hits the ground before the ball breaks the plane, then it is not a touchdown. But if he's not impacted, he can still wiggle along the ground and go for the score.
Craig on the left side dives across the 30, and that should give him the first down. Coming up next Saturday on CBS College Football, Tracy Rocker. And if you haven't seen him play, look out. He is a good one. Auburn ranked 6th by the AP, coached by Pat Dye, beat Kansas yesterday 56-7. Quarterback Reggie Slack threw for 290 yards and 4 touchdowns, and they'll take on the Volunteers of Tennessee. That's all coming up next week on CBS. Who are you liking that one, John?
Oh, I like Auburn, definitely. And obviously, Andre Bruce has an interest in that. First down for the Niners. Andre Bruce, of course, last year, he and Rucker were a destructive force in that defense. Now Rucker has to take on some of the added responsibility for Auburn, but they're looking good. Pat Dye's got them going down there 2-0.
Johnny Major's team is struggling a little bit. First down at the 30 for San Francisco. Is there a review of something?
The officials seem to be talking one another, marking the ball. There was some question as to the mark of the ball.
After further review, instant replay ruled the man was down on the 29. We'll move it back. It'll be 3rd down.
How about that?
Crowd does not like it.
How about that? I hate to say this.
I'm surprised the instant replay ruled on that. I thought it was more in terms of possession and not those kinds of plays. Of course, they do have an instant replay official assigned to the NFL. Let's take a look at it again and see if he was down on the 29, as they say.
Interesting. Are they going to review it again? Barry Helton is on to punt. And Lou Barnes has already gone back deep. We'll let Fred Silva discuss this and talk it over, and then tell us. Right now he's talking to Dale Williams, the line judge. Now he calls in everyone.
It's used mostly for a question of possession. You know, fumbles, pass interceptions, pass receptions, those kinds of things. Usually they won't overrule on matters of judgment or play. Take a look at it again.
All right,
and
here's
see
what
if
I
he's
think,
down on the
Doc. Watch.
29. Watch.
All right, there his knee hits, but he has the right to finish his momentum without crawling.
Then it becomes a question of where the official marks the ball.
It's where the ball is when his knee hits.
They say the 29, San Francisco will have to kick.
So Barry Helton is on. And we're going to get a look at Lou Barnes, who the Falcons brought into camp this week. He returned 57 punts for the Bears in 1986. High wobbly punt. Barnes will let this one hit. And it takes a San Francisco bounce down to the 30-yard line, and it'll die just inside the 30. 5:49 remaining in the half. 41-yard punt. Well, the crowd still is booing, and Atlanta still leads. Not about that last play. Controversial replay, first down. They reviewed it and made it 4th and punt for the 49ers. Dixon gets the block to the 47-yard line. A 17-yard gain.
I think the call on that replay was simply that the replay official saw it and spotted it at the 29, which would be short of the first down. So that's why Atlanta has the ball back. Bill Walsh does not like it. He was hot, as you said, talking to the officials, was a little bit confused, unhappy about it, but it stands.
5 minutes and 10 seconds remaining in the half. Atlanta leads San Francisco 7-3. Chris Miller has been very hot as of the last drive. And the quarterback seemingly in control here. Gerald Riggs, big hole outside, breaks containment. Down into San Francisco territory, out of bounds at the 37-yard line. Miller now 8 of 13 and 100 yards.
Look at that final, Detroit. I mean, Boston beat the Yankees at some more baseball finals. That one in the 8th inning, Baltimore 2-0 leading.
Big block on that last play by James Prince. Pretty good race in the American League East, huh? Boston started the day 5 games ahead of Detroit. 5.5 over New York. First down at the 36 for Atlanta. Miller. All kinds of time. Now throws underneath to Dixon, incomplete. Good coverage by Tim McKyer. Candlestick Park, San Francisco, in the Bay Area today. Extremely pleasant. Sunny skies, low 70s. Tim Brandt and John Dockery. Pretty good football game so far, Doc.
Absolutely, and I wasn't exactly believing all of the players and Marion Campbell about Atlanta. I know they're an improved team. Last year they were the worst team in the NFL, a depressed doormat. Now they see new hope because of stars like Chris Miller, Andre Bruce.
Be careful, Doc. It's only the first half.
I understand, but they're playing a good ball game right now.
2nd and 10 from Miller. Backside pressure drills this dangerous pass, and it's complete to Higdon. And I don't like the way Higdon came down. And he's not getting up.
Higdon is holding his left knee. Alex Higdon, the rookie out of Ohio State, who the Atlanta Falcons are so high on, they think that he will be the star of the future at tight end.
His leg got caught behind him, almost as if it caught. And the rest of them just kept going. He's 247 pounds, and watch the momentum carry past that leg.
They did, and just as he was going down, he was hit, and that leg collapses underneath him. Olmo hit him just as he was catching that ball on the left knee. I was talking to Jim Hannafin before the game, and they were so high on Higdon. This is a real shame to see him down on the turf.
Still down, and just looking at the replay, it's painful.
It makes you want to cringe as his leg gets caught under him as he goes down. He's hit by Tom Holmoe afterwards, but you see his left leg collapse right there. Oh my. Ellerson was the other San Francisco 49er player in on it. And here, watch it again. I don't know if I want to watch it again. It is just He goes to stop and plant to get control of his body again, and the leg just collapses underneath him. There's a Russ Francis kind of talent. Jackie Smith, a guy who was big at 6'5", 247, but they could run like a wide receiver, 4 or 5 speed, great hands, and now he's leaving the field, injured, left knee.
3:45 remaining in the half. 7-3 Atlanta. First down at the 19. Miller drops the ball, gets it back, now throws behind him. This is Wisenhunt. And there is a flag as Wisenhunt takes it down to the 12-yard line. Don Griffin makes the tackle. Chris Miller got a lucky bounce there. Fred Silva getting straight on the call, and he'll let us know.
Offensive pass interference. Number 82. 10 yards, still first down.
That's Stacy Bailey, number 82. And again, it's the kind of mistake that Marion Campbell says has beaten him the first 2 weeks.
And really, they could, each of the Falcons, including Marion Campbell, thinks they could be 2-0. They lost the first week to Detroit. Last week, they were ahead of New Orleans, played them tough all the way through before losing by a little over a touchdown. So they believe they might be 2-0. On the other side of the coin, San Francisco, a couple of last-second wins, and they are 2-0 and 0-2 here. So it's just a matter of 1 or 2 plays in a game that makes a difference.
Fagan, Stubbs, Carter, Roberts, and Stover all down linemen now on 1st and 20. This is Primus, big hole inside the 20, cuts back to the 10. Touchdown Atlanta. That'll quiet the crowd. James Primus, 29-yard touchdown run. He got blocks from Miller and Dukes and then made a spectacular cutback for the touchdown.
And you be the linebacker in this situation and take a look at this quickness of James Primus as he cuts back. You see the guards pulling, leading the way, Jamie Dukes. But right here, the quick cut, cuts away from 46 Tom Holmoe, and then just turns on the speed and gets to the corner of the end zone before Donnie Griffin finally knocks him out in for the touchdown.
How about this? Trent Davis on for the extra point. And the Falcons lead San Francisco 14-3.
There was talk here in San Francisco of the defense having its problems. They are banged up. Ronnie Lott is not here. Neither is Eric Wright. They're both out with injury. But Atlanta today is controlling this game.
Next Sunday, don't miss the Black and Blue Division's most heated rivalry when the Bears try to come back from that big loss today and battle the Pack. And then the question is, as you look at the rest of the games, Tampa Bay, New Orleans, Atlanta, and Dallas, can the Seahawks ground the aerial attack of Montana and the 49ers, which is struggling right now? Find out in another doubleheader day of NFL action. That's next Sunday here on CBS.
San Francisco stunned here. Bill Walsh was trying to protect his team from a letdown, from an upset. He says that the distractions coming home. Most teams like to play at home. They're comfortable. But Bill Walsh was saying that, hey, you know, a lot of things distract players. You got to worry about, you know, the little things around the house, the family. Take a look at Primus again. Right here's the good cut. Fakes right there, fakes Holmoe out, and then just takes off for the corner of the end zone, gets in for the touchdown. This park is totally silent.
Greg Davis to kick off for Atlanta. Doug DeBose and Harry Sidney are deep for the 49ers. High kick, but it'll be short. It'll hit at the 5. And DeBose will be tackled and taken down at the 11. Now, why would you let a kickoff hit the ground?
He should have taken it on the fly. Maybe he thought he would have had trouble fielding it, but once it bounced, he had no choice, of course, but to field and try to get a few yards.
Jesse Tuggle made the tackle. How about this, Doc? Atlanta, 9 first downs in the second quarter. San Francisco has none.
Amazing. San Francisco's defense has not played well this year. Even though they're 2-0, they have not played that well in their first 2 victories. And to give up a 5-play, 75-yard drive, Primus to run 29 yards right through the middle of them has to be a downer for Walsh and his defense.
Montana on first down, out to Rathman. Rathman spins for a couple. Good coverage out there by Joel Williams. Well, you have to start thinking now what they will do at the half and whether Young will come in to try to generate this Montana or this San Francisco offense.
It's been as much the... Here, watch that right after this play.
2nd and 8 now for Montana. Drops it out to Roger Craig. Craig out to the 18-yard line.
And Montana hasn't been able to get the big play to Jerry Rice or to Roger Craig to break it free, but he's been running the offense reasonably well. One of the problems is that Atlanta's defense has been, and I hate to use the term bending but not breaking, they're forcing him to go the length of the field to get the scores. Plus the offense is keeping the ball away from him.
Coming up on the 2-minute warning. It's a stunned crowd at Candlestick. 14-3 Atlanta. Talking with the Falcons last night, it is an emotional young group. They have a positive attitude. They're having fun playing, and it's showing here this afternoon. They think they're much better than their 0-2 record. See the timeouts remaining, 2 minutes in the first half, and it's 14-3 Falcons. Marion Campbell has the Falcons believing. 3rd and 2 from the 20 for San Francisco. Montana has Craig underneath, and he's got the first down. Clock continues to roll with 1:50 remaining in the half. And he throws this one away. Looked for Rathman, but there was good coverage on the corner by Robert Moore. Don't forget, coming up at halftime, we'll take you back to the studios in New York, the NFL Today with Brent Irv and Dick Butkus. They'll have all the scores and highlights for you on a very interesting day in the National Football League.
You know, one of the things that took the steam out of the San Francisco 49ers, they drove the length of the field, and then Montana throws an interception in the end zone. They come away with absolutely nothing. And then Atlanta comes back on a long drive and goes ahead 14-3.
Montana in trouble, ball's loose, and they say he was down. Rick Ryan recovered it. And they say he was down, so it'll bring up a long loss of 8, and it'll be 3rd down.
You know, an interesting dilemma they have is that Andre Bruce is such a great rusher, but he's also very fast and able to cover receivers downfield. I think this is a little bit of a mismatch trying to cover Jerry Rice, but you see the speed and agility on Andre Bruce as he's 30 yards downfield covering Jerry Rice.
3rd and 17 from the 17. Rick Ryan gets credit for that last sack. Play action for Montana and takes it up top. Incomplete, intended for Rice, but David Crudup had good coverage out there on Rice, and San Francisco will have to give the ball up.
And actually, Jerry Rice prevents the interception by going up over the top, or else Crudup would have had it. Of course, they're in their prevent defense. Unlike the Giants last week, they're not going to let the deep pass come to Jerry Rice.
He prevents the interception, but he almost had a spectacular catch. So Barry Helton on to punt it away for San Francisco, and Lou Barnes will be deep for Atlanta. See his numbers, almost 40 yards on his average. This a tail wagger, takes it out to the 43-yard line. Barnes stutter steps, nice cut inside to the 46-yard line. So with 57 seconds remaining in the half, Chris Miller has some time to do things. It's a 40-yard punt, 3-yard return. Miller's shown a lot of poise today.
A lot of poise. He's had a balanced attack. Riggs has helped him on the ground. He's thrown some short, high-percentage passes. He's just looked like he's comfortable at quarterback. And is only his 5th NFL start as well.
Out of Oregon. Had a lot of his family come down for this. Needed 28 tickets for this game. Now he try to use this clock. He's got backside pressure. Gets this to Riggs. Riggs gets 2 marvelous blocks on the corner and takes it down to the 45-yard line in San Francisco territory.
It looks like he's taken a page out of the San Francisco 49er playbook. You wonder why he's throwing this situation when he's ahead 14-3, 50 seconds left. But that's a very high percentage pass. Very little risk. Just flips the ball out to Riggs, who takes it upfield and gets close to the first down.
Oh, I tell you, Riggs ought to go back in the huddle and shake hands with Wayne Radloff, because he threw a block just to clear him on the corner. 2nd down and 1 with 50 seconds remaining. Atlanta gets the 1st down. The clock is stopped at 45 seconds as Atlanta takes a timeout. Larry Roberts made the tackle. Atlanta looks strong right now. 45 seconds left, moving the ball methodically, and Miller looks strong. There's 45 seconds remain in the half. Miller's the quarterback. 5 defensive backs for San Francisco. And Miller's in trouble. The whistle again at the 47-yard line. Danny Stubbs came through and made the sack.
I like the attitude of the Atlanta Falcons right here. Right after that play, you saw Chris Miller stand up and ask for a timeout. They want more. They're not satisfied right now. And look at Chris Miller. This is aggressive offense. He is throwing the ball in this situation, even though he's sacked. You have to admire the fact that they're going for more against one of the best teams in the NFL.
Doc, I don't understand, though. What are you saying, that they ordinarily would melt the clock and just try to get in 14-3?
I think they try to be a little more conservative than throwing the ball downfield and maybe coming up with an interception, having San Francisco run it back and giving away the momentum. I like the fact that there's an aggressive offense. I've seen teams sit on this situation many times and lose a game in the second half.
See, I wouldn't expect anything less. They've been moving the ball. They've had a lot of success. Their game plan is working. I think they have to try to get points.
But they're an 0-2 team. They're not that sure of themselves. Last year, they were, what, 3-12, the worst team in the NFL. So I happen to agree. They've got more confidence than I would ever expect to see from a team in this situation.
39 seconds remain in the first half. It'll be 2nd and 14 as Marion Campbell looks on. 6 defensive backs for San Francisco. And again, they bring pressure. This time the quarterback draw. Miller gets to the outside and takes it down to the 37-yard line. Jeff Stover pulls him down from behind, or he may have picked up a big chunk more. No huddle now, trying to get it down to field goal range. 19 seconds. Look at this, wide open. To the 1-yard line, no signal. Stacy Bailey had come clear, and the mobility of Miller once again makes something happen.
The mobility of Miller made it happen, you mentioned, but also the inexperience of the defensive backfield for the 49ers without Lott, without Wright. Watch Stacy Bailey on the outside.
Watch him adjust his route.
Yeah, number 82. He finds an open spot. He goes down. Now at this time, Miller is dropping back. He's being chased out of the pocket. And watch Bailey. Defensive backs make a mistake. They come up when the quarterback is still scrambling around. That allows Bailey to get wide open. Ball takes a while to get there. Doesn't make it in the end zone, but the defensive backs made a mistake. Chet Brooks came up, number 31, when he shouldn't have. Prime rule.
He just released the receiver.
Right. When a quarterback's scrambling, you have to keep getting depth.
2 seconds remain in the half. Now do you go for the touchdown or you go for the field goal?
I go for the touchdown and the knockout punch. Not that it's a knockout of 21-3 that the Niners couldn't come back, but boy, will they be demoralized going into the locker room.
37-yard gain, 1st and goal, 2 seconds remain in the half. The last play of the half. You know it's going to Riggs. Or do you? It's Miller. Touchdown, Atlanta. Use Riggs as a big boy.
Used him as a decoy. Everybody went for him. The extra dimension at quarterback. A quarterback with wheels like an Elway. Watch the good fake. There are Miller's parents there. Jane and Jess. Boy, are they happy with the young quarterback. Most people thought the Falcons would lose by a few touchdowns coming into Candlestick. Right now, 20-3 over the 49ers.
And all of a sudden, Candlestick Park sounds like a library. It's quiet.
I like the call. Run pass option. If they contain the quarterback, he flips it to the receiver.
Davis with the extra point. And it's good. And we have perhaps the surprise of the day with Atlanta.
Take a look at the replay. Not even a good fake to Gerald Riggs. See, he has the option of throwing into the end zone right there to Wilkins, but instead runs it into himself. Ooh, and is he happy? See the big spike. Take a look at ground level. Everybody looking for Gerald Riggs. Not much of a fake. And here, he decides to run all the way. He's not even looking for the wide receiver, Wilkins.
You don't need much of a fake. Everybody thought it was going to Riggs, and look at the reaction of Marion Campbell and the bench on the Atlanta side. So that's the end of the first half, and Atlanta leads it big. Wait and see which one comes in to start the second half. Another short kick. DuBose at the 10. To the 21-yard line. Good coverage by the young Atlanta Falcons. The tackle was made by Jesse Tuggle. John Dockery, take a look at the quarterback comparison.
And it is Joe Montana in the second half. You see him heading in there. Again, both quarterbacks had one interception. Their numbers, Montana 12 of 18, 119. Can't get any production to his wide receivers. Rice hasn't been able to get loose.
More importantly, Miller hit 8 of 10 passes in the second quarter, and that made the difference.
It'll be interesting to see if Steve Young comes in at quarterback. Walsh told us that Montana was his quarterback, but if Montana doesn't get something going soon, I think he'll have to go to Young.
First down at the 22. We saw this in practice. Rice throws, intercepted. It's Clark to the 21-yard line, and that'll bring out the Boo Birds, and I'm sure it'll get Young loosening up. 21-yard return after the interception.
Bill Walsh tries to get something going right away. Flips the ball. Watch Montana. Flips it to Rice. But Brett Clark, the defensive back, wisely, they're playing zone downfield, stays downfield. The ball is thrown softly. He reacts to it and comes in for the interception.
Let me clarify something, Doc. I said I'm sure that'll get Young up and warming up. Not so much because of the pass. Obviously, it was Rice that threw the pass, but because the offense is so stagnant right now.
But it's a call by Bill Walsh. Obviously, it came out of the coaching staff. It was just poor execution. Rice didn't throw that ball very well.
First down at the 22. Primus down to the 20, maybe inside the 20. Bill Romanowski makes the tackle there, the rookie out of Boston College.
But there's a play like that, a little flea flicker, give you a sense of desperation with the 49ers rather than coming out and say, well, we can score, we can move the ball.
You know, I don't think so.
They go for the trick play.
That's San Francisco. They do those things. They do them in practice. What was Marion Campbell saying last night? He says, well, we know the reverse is coming. We just have to wait and see when. I mean, that type of play is expected from San Francisco.
Hard to catch a team that plays a lot of zone with a play like that.
Second and 9, 2 tight ends for Atlanta, Wissenhunt and Wilkins. Play action from Miller, and he throws this one away. Well, we mentioned that there is a flag as well, and it could be a late hit by Michael Carter. Well, it'll be against Atlanta.
Intentional grounding, number 12. Loss of down. Third down.
I was going to say if it were a late hit by Michael Carter, it wasn't much of a hit. If you take a look at Michael Carter, number 95, right there in the center of your screen, watch him at the end of this play. He really doesn't do much to the quarterback, and Miller just threw that ball away. I thought it was a pretty good play. The official ruled that there was no one in the area and called intentional grounding.
It'll be 3rd and 18 from the 30. Going deep for Dixon. Incomplete. Darrell Pollard on the coverage, and he was right in the hip pocket of Dixon. So it'll bring up 4th down. And that'll bring out Steve Dills as the holder. And Greg Davis to attempt a 47-yarder. He's 1 for 2 in field goals, missed from 41 yards. This one is long enough, and it's good. So the 47-yard field goal by Davis, and the Falcons just add to that lead. 24-17. to 3. Watch Marion. The old Swamp Fox, and we'll be back. Greg Davis to kick off for Atlanta. Doug DeBose and Harry Sidney are deep for the 49ers. Doug DeBose will take this one right out of the back line in the end zone. Touchback, they'll bring it out to the 20. Kevin Fagan is out of the ball game, we are told, with a hamstring problem. And let us update you also on Alex Higdon, the tight end for the Falcons, who injured his knee. They say it is a sprained left knee, which is good news, but they will examine it further. Meanwhile, it is first down and 10 at the 20 for San Francisco. Rice and Chandler, the wideouts. Play action underneath to Roger Craig, who gets a block on the corner. Makes the cutback out close to another first down. He'll be a yard shy. Pickup of 9 will bring second down and 1.
San Francisco is a kind of offense that obviously can come back. When you have players like Rice, Craig, Chandler, and Joe Montana, you can put points on the board. And this is a team that has come back already this year, and they've come back over their career. So Atlanta ought not to sit on their laurels right now.
Oh, I'm sure they won't. I'm sure the Swamp Fox won't allow it.
But what they're forcing San Francisco to do is have a methodical drive to score. They're not giving them the cheap touchdown.
Second and 1, quick drop. Pass outside is complete to Chandler, and it'll be a first down San Francisco. Scott Case was the defensive back in the area.
A defense like this will test the patience of Montana. They'll see if he's willing to take those quick outs, those little throws to Craig, and move the ball down the field versus going up top. If you look closely at their defensive backfield, they're in 3 deep zone, and many times they're 10 to 12 yards deep. But the idea is that no one will get the deep bomb on us.
It does look now like Montana has found his rhythm. Won the NFL passing title just a year ago. First down and 10 at the 37. This is Craig off the right side. And he powers out to the 42-yard line before Rick Bryan can get help to take him down.
And you might think, you mentioned Montana finding his rhythm. He's had that elbow problem. He says he's fine. There's slight swelling in it. He didn't play the full game last week. There's that whole thing preying on his mind. Am I the quarterback, or is Steve Young the guy that's going to come in if I make a bad few plays? So all those things have helped to take Joe Montana out of his rhythm.
Second and 5. Craig close to another first down. I was just handed a memo, and I think it's directed at you, Doc.
And what is that?
It says on whether the third down and short play in the second quarter was reviewable under NFL instant replay rules. Yes, it is. Progress is reviewable. When his knee went down, the ball was at the 29-yard line, which is the dead ball spot. Then he fell forward at the 30. We had indisputable evidence.
Indisputable evidence.
Signed?
Signed? Pete Rozelle. No.
Third and 1.
Reverse.
Reverse to Rice. Gets a block and plenty of running room to the 40, to the 35-yard line.
Somebody has to step forward and get them back in the game. You heard the crowd come to life. It's been deadly silent out here at Candlestick. And watch Joe Montana. Andre Bruce is number 93. Watch him there on your screen. He's with the contain. Joe Montana comes out and tries to block Andre. Rice cuts it upfield, gets a few extra yards because Montana did at least occupy Andre Bruce.
A for effort. 17-yard pickup. Eric Campbell knew the reverse was coming from San Francisco, didn't know when, and couldn't stop it. This is Craig. Jesse Tuggle makes the tackle.
The defense for Atlanta has been all over the ball. Pursuit is the name of playing defense. And watch this, the white jerseys, Tuggle with a good tackle, a whole bunch of other white jerseys in there right after that.
Bobby Butler has been taken out of the ball game by Atlanta. He has a groin pull, may or may not return. McIntyre goes to tight end now. Moves over from the guard spot. Heller is in as well. 2 tight ends, second and 10. Montana with all kinds of sideline. goes out at the 35.
One of the problems the San Francisco offense has is they don't get much production out of their tight end. They don't have a big game-breaking tight end. John Frank hasn't played that much. He's been injured. Ron Heller hasn't done anything. So right now, he only has a couple of options. A, get it to Rice, try to get the big play, or Roger Craig. And a good way to slow down Rice is to obviously bump him off his stride. Watch him here. He breaks to the inside. He doesn't see the DB, and he actually runs into him and stumbles. But there was good coverage downfield by him.
3rd and 9 for San Francisco. The 49ers are 4 of 8 on third down conversions. Montana underneath the tray. Out to the 29-yard line. They'll mark it just inside the 29. Tim Gordon makes the tackle. He'll be shy of the first down.
You watch this replay, you'll see Roger Craig circling out of the backfield right there on your right-hand side. And now he has an option of going left and right. He comes back inside. Can't get to the first down. And look what they're going to do. They're going for it.
It's 4th and 3 at the 29.
I agree with the call. You're down 24-3. You must make something happen.
Play action. Montana in trouble. Finds Rice to the 16-yard line. A gain of 13.
Simply Rice on a crossing pattern. Tough to stay with him. See, he's in motion. Makes him tougher to get a bump on. Comes off. Defensive back actually does get a bump. Montana rolls the right side. He's in the soft spot in the zone and makes the catch for the first down.
Ball at the 17. 8:24 remaining third period. First down, San Francisco. Nice fake. This is McIntyre to the 1-yard line. Touchdown, San Francisco. McIntyre, 6'3", 265-pound guard, lined up at tight end, and Mike Poker on for the extra point. And it's good, but there is a flag. And you know what? It may be on McIntyre. Holding. And I think that was it. McIntyre scores a touchdown.
Offense, number 62, holding.
And then comes back and holds.
10 yards and a re-kick.
So now the extra point becomes more like a field goal.
McIntyre must have been a little tired from his touchdown run. What an effort on that play. So rather than blocking his man, he held him on the extra point.
Yeah. 29 yards out, and it's good. So it's 24-10.
It's a good bootleg, a little bootleg fake. Montana comes out, and no one in the world expects 6'3", 265 offensive lineman to catch a touchdown. McIntyre. The original Fridge out of the backfield years ago, a couple of years ago, Montana just hits him, shows soft hands, catches that ball, and watch him bowl over the Atlanta Falcons to get in for the touchdown there. Guy McIntyre, 24-10. Falcons lead the Niners.
8 minutes, 13 seconds remain third quarter as you look at big guy. He's a load, 5-year pro out of Georgia. A bulldog. Mike Pope to the kickoff. And again, it's a short one. This one will be taken at the 20-yard line by Sylvester Stamps. Stamps looks for a block, reverses his field. Back to the 24-yard line. Right now, let's go back to New York and Brent Musburger for this update. Brent?
Well, Tim, take a look at this. It is the Raiders striking back. Berline sending Marcus Allen deep, and he hits his running back. It's 10-10 in the Battle of Los Angeles. And, Tim, you mentioned the Fridge. He suffered a broken forearm on the last play of that game in Soldier Field. Back to you.
Wow.
Many people thought we'd see Schrader in that game, but obviously Berline is doing a job for the Raiders.
So the Fridge has a broken forearm, huh? First down at the 25. Chris Miller completes this one to the 31. There is a flag. Stamps takes it out to the 31-yard line, but there are flags everywhere. Jeff Fuller made the tackle. Talking to Fuller yesterday, says he's an avid bowler.
And a pretty good basketball player. What can he do? Dunk the basketball 2 hands backwards.
Easily. He's got a vertical leap of 40 inches, and he's 6'2".
Sounds like a pretty good athlete.
Offense, number 42, holding. Defense, 49, face mask, replay. First down.
So Gerald Riggs was holding, and Jeff Fuller was called on a face mask penalty. So they'll do it again.
We're going to find out, excuse me, Tim, we're going to find out something about the character of the Atlanta Falcons in this third and fourth quarter, because they've been in this position before this year. They were ahead of New Orleans. This is another good team, the 49ers. They're ahead right now by 14 points. Can they keep their poise? Can they continue to control this game against a hostile crowd here in San Francisco?
Regardless of the outcome, you've got the feeling that the Falcons are just that close to being an outstanding football team. But the question is, do they know how to win yet? 7 minutes, 30 seconds left. Third period. This is Riggs to the 34-yard line. Larry Roberts made the tackle. Don't forget, coming up next Saturday, college football on CBS. Johnny Majors takes the Tennessee Volunteers against Auburn. And you will see Tracy Rocker and Reggie Cobb, 2 of the guys you'll see, along with Reggie Slack, the quarterback at Auburn. Threw for 290 yards and 4 touchdowns yesterday. That's a pretty good replacement for Jeff Berger, huh?
Certainly is, and Reggie Rocker is a force at defensive end. What a player he is.
2nd and 1. And Primus may have lost a couple of yards. Charles Haley read the play, came across strongly to make the tackle, and he had a lot of help. It'll bring up 3rd and at least 4. Atlanta 6 for 10 on 3rd down conversions. Now the crowd comes alive at Candlestick. Riggs, big hole, 1st down and much more. To the 43-yard line. Jeff Brooks and Tom Homo make the tackle. 6 defensive backs that time.
What a good call
for
against
the 49ers.
the nickel. I was just going to say that a great call against the nickel. Everybody looking for the short pass. They're doubling all the wide receivers. And what does he do? He runs Riggs for the 1st down. And if you watch number 58, he actually has a shot. Keena Turner comes in here. He's playing off the block and then comes back inside. Riggs is just too strong. He misses the tackle and he gets the 1st down. Bill Frelick, number 79, with a good block.
Riggs, 10 carries, 61 yards, and a touchdown, and he's limping a little bit right now. Came into this game with a hip flexor. 1st down, Falcons. This is Riggs. Up close to midfield. Ricky Ellison made the tackle. Yesterday, Ellison called Gerald Riggs the knockout artist.
Yeah, and Michael Carter was telling us that he actually knocked him out. He says when he comes through, he's liable to put you out of the game. Watch Ellison right there fighting off the block. Number 64, Jamie Dukes, finally makes the tackle.
Ricky Ellison has an interesting profession besides football. He is a strategic defense research analyst.
Can we call him a rocket scientist then?
I think it'd be a little bit easier. 2nd and 3 from midfield. incomplete, intended for Settle.
Got a little bit of pressure that time, but what's interesting watching Miller, he's been able to come up with a balanced attack. Riggs running the ball has taken the pressure off him having to throw the ball. They're consuming the time and keeping their defense off the field and keeping it away from Montana and the 49ers, who have to be edgy.
I'd say they'd be edgy. 4:37 remaining third period, and they trail 24-10.
I wouldn't count them out.
Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Miller 0 for 3 in this half. 3rd and 3 for Atlanta. Close to another first down. John Settle, 5'9", 207-pounder out of Appalachian State. Tim Brandt and John Dockery at Candlestick Park in San Francisco in the Bay Area today. Simply glorious. Cloudless sky, 70 degrees, light breeze. Perfect day for football.
You know, if I were Bill Walsh, I would be ripping mad. How many times can you put your nickel in and have the Falcons run the ball against that nickel and make first downs? He's got to do something to change it up there. I might keep the nickel on the sideline and come with more of a run defense.
Play action on first down. Miller has plenty of room this side if he can make the corner to the 42-yard line, and that's where Larry Roberts tripped him up. Roberts showed good speed for a man 275 pounds to get Miller from behind. There's Jesse and Jane Miller, the parents of young Chris Miller.
Part of the 30 or so contingent that came down to see Chris, down from Oregon to see the game.
Jane's a little bit different than she was last year. We caught her cheering in the stands, and she says fans of her friends have been razzing her about it ever since. 2nd and 5 from the 41 for Atlanta. Riggs and Stamps in the backfield. Riggs now the lone setback. And too much time.
Offense, delay. Number 12. Still 2nd down.
Coming up next Sunday on CBS Sports, NFL coverage continues. Chicago and Green Bay. Chicago took a licking today. Next week, they revive the old rivalry with the Pack. Tampa Bay, New Orleans, and Atlanta against Dallas. Should be an interesting matchup. Two very young teams. San Francisco and Seattle, and Washington at Phoenix. That's all next Sunday on CBS Sports. We'll be in Phoenix with the Redskins and the Cardinals. 2nd and 10 at the 46. Give inside. Riggs this time finds no room.
San Francisco defense finally got the message. In a passing situation, we're going to run the ball, try to cross you off. Now here comes a substitution again. What San Francisco does in their nickel is what most teams do. 4 defensive linemen, 1 linebacker, and 6 defensive backs. Usually they'll have Brooks, number 31, and number 26, Darryl Pollard, and as the extra defensive backs.
Atlanta counters that with Haynes, Matthews, Bailey, and Dixon as wide receivers as they come into the ball game on this 3rd and 9. Miller going deep. Intercepted. There are flags everywhere. It's Jeff Fuller at the 3-yard line. We'll wait to see what the flags are all about. Both the defensive back and the receiver on that side went down. Here's the call.
Offensive pass interference on 82. Decline. First down.
It was Stacy Bailey and Don Griffin. Both of them went down.
If you watch number 82, Stacy Bailey, top of your screen, is being covered by Don Griffin. Griffin has pretty good position right there, and watch him push off with his left hand as he's falling, and that was the call. He really pushes him right there. Of course, Fuller came up with the interception, so San Francisco will have the ball back.
2:59 remaining third period. 4 interceptions on the year, and Atlanta -3 in the giveaway takeaway ratio. This is Montana deep in his own territory, in trouble. Better get out of the end zone. Incomplete. It was almost intercepted. But Robert Moore couldn't keep inbounds. And it's a good thing. Montana first was almost sacked for the safety. Secondly, almost threw the interception.
Mike Gann got pressure, and it is almost before this. And watch, this is a poor decision on Montana's part, as Moore looks like he's juggling the ball as he's going out of bounds. The official is right on the spot and says he did not make the catch inbounds, so it's not an interception.
Well, I don't know about that one either.
Let's take a look at it again.
First of all, watch his knee, and then look at the catch. He's got the ball.
My question is he juggling the ball as he goes out of bounds? The official is right there. He's in great position.
Well, they're going to review it, but the call was that he was out of bounds. That's what the initial signal was for the official.
I think the thing they'll be reviewing is whether he had possession inbounds or whether he was juggling. There are the replay officials up in the booth.
The initial signal, though, was that he was not juggling the ball, but that he was out of bounds. Momentum took him out.
Take a look at it one more time.
I say it's complete. But what do I know?
We're going to wait for the officials. I say he did not have possession of it before he went out of bounds. Well, it would be devastating for the 49ers if this is an interception. Get the ball around the 10-yard line.
Remember now, the visual evidence has to be conclusive.
Indisputable visual evidence.
See, only you guys from Harvard come up with those big words. Crowd getting itchy, as is Marion Campbell. This is the worst field position of either team this afternoon.
Critical play for Bill.
Play will stand as called.
So it'll bring up second down, 10 from the 3. Play action, complete to Rice to the 20-yard line. Don Rady and Brett Clark make the tackle there.
Play action made this work. The little fake that held the linebackers. He hits Rice in that second corridor. Watch him isolated in the slot. Number 80 finds the hole inside. Montana delivers.
18-yard pickup, first down at the 21. San Francisco. This is Craig to the 22-yard line, and that's where Rick Bryan makes the tackle. 1986, Atlanta had the NFL's most improved defense, going from 25th to 7th in total yards allowed.
Come on, dude. Let's go, baby.
That, too, has been a defense in transition. Across the front, Gann, Casillas, and Bryan, all under 5 years experience. 2nd and 9 for Montana. This is Rathman. First down, 49ers. That's the time remaining in the third quarter.
Montana's patience. He's hitting those short passes. He's waiting. He's running the ball where he has to. I know he'd love to go downtown to Rice, but they're just not giving him that, so he's taking what the defense is giving him.
Big win for the Redskins today. First down at the 38, San Francisco. Rathman to midfield.
Excellent block by number 81, Wes Chandler, on Scott Case. Allowed Rathman to get the extra yards. Watch at the end of this play, folks. Rathman takes it outside. That's Craig leading. He gets a good block. And then the wide receiver right there, Chandler, got an extra block on Case, and it allowed Rathman to get about 10 extra yards.
Rathman is 232 pounds. Clark, who made the tackle, is 190. First down, Montana across the middle to Heller, and Heller's out to the 44-yard line. And that should be the last play of this quarter. Or is it? Timeout.
Rick Bryan and Steve Wallace are going at it a little bit over there. It's a first catch that I can remember by a tight end other than the McIntyre touchdown when he was in as a second tight end.
Now the clock continues to roll at 10 seconds. Jump pass underneath to Craig. Craig down to the 44-yard line. John Rady makes the tackle there, and now that's the end of the third quarter. And so the 49ers have gotten some life, but still trail 24-10. Montana's going deep. Chandler. This one's intercepted. It's Robert Moore, and it was whistled dead at the 3. So Montana throws his second interception of the afternoon.
I was just about to say how sharp Joe Montana had been in the third quarter. He was 8 of 9. That time an ill-advised throw. He throws it up down the middle. There's a free safety just playing center field, and he goes and gets the ball. Chandler couldn't get to it. This is a bad decision by Joe Montana. Just lofts it up. See the defensive back right in the middle of the field? Makes the interception. It's number 34, Robert Moore. Patience.
Another big turnover. The 49ers -2 in the giveaway takeaway ratio for the year now. And that is unlike a Bill Walsh coach team.
Hey, Mom, Dad. Unlike Joe Montana, who throughout his career team has thrown twice as many touchdowns as interceptions. He has one of the best touchdown to interception ratios of any quarterback ever to play the game. So to see him throw this many interceptions today is a surprise.
We've got 14 minutes, 51 seconds remaining in the ball game. Atlanta 24, San Francisco 10. And it has been that kind of day around the league as you look at the scores. Look at this one. Jets big over Houston. Cincinnati continues to roll behind Boomer Esiason. New Orleans had to come from behind to beat Detroit, and Phoenix wins today. Don't forget, next Saturday on CBS Sports, big college football game in the SEC, Tennessee and Auburn. And Doc, you like?
I like Auburn. I mean, Pat Dye just seems to grow great defensive players. You look at
5-yard line. Thrust forward, maybe across the 5 to the 6.
And if you're a defensive team here, what you do is just take it to them. Come after them. Get penetration, make something happen, make the quarterback beat you, make him throw the ball out of you.
Riggs, 13 carries, 71 yards. Off the right side on 2nd and 8 goes Primus, and he only got a couple of tough ones. And there is a flag.
There also appears to be an Atlanta player down on the field. Can't tell who it is.
Larry Roberts and Michael Walter made the tackle. And that's Radloff, the center.
Offense, number 64, holding. Decline, the 3rd down. Time is out, guys.
3rd and 7. And a big completion for Chris Miller. Floyd Dixon has the first down for Atlanta.
Miller showed me something there. In his own end zone, takes a big hit after he throws the ball. Throws to the first down, gives himself a little breathing room down there. You heard the crowd chanting, defense, defense. The Niners would have had great field position had they been able to shut them down and make them punt.
Wayne Radloff being worked on the Atlanta bench. George Yarno takes his place, a 9-year veteran out of Washington State. First down at the 16. Big hole left side. Right now, let's go back to New York for this update. Brent Musburger. Brent?
Tim, watch the left defensive end, number 91 of the Los Angeles Rams. Burline's in the end zone. Whoop, down he goes, and that's a safety. 12-10, Rams lead the Raiders. Let's go back to Tim.
Take him down any way you can, Brent. If it works, do it. Here it's 2nd and 3. 12:49 remaining. Now Atlanta trying to milk the clock. to Primus, and he spins for maybe one. Ricky Ellison makes the tackle.
Watch Ricky Ellison. Fills the holes. They're expecting to run right now. He's right into the backfield, makes the tackle on Primus.
60,168 fans in attendance at Candlestick Park this afternoon. Not a record, but awfully close. 6 defensive backs for the 49ers. 3rd and 4, Falcons. Miller with time drills this one across the middle, incomplete. There is a flag. Dixon saying pass interference, and McKyer says no. We'll see what the call is. Here's Fred Silva. Fred?
Offensive pass interference on 86.
Well, it goes on Floyd Dixon.
And look at Chris Miller. They have to drag him off the field. Jamie Dukes taking him away. He didn't like that call.
Well, he's got to maintain his composure now with a 24-10 lead, 11:56 in the ball game. Rick Donnelly on to punt. The pressure comes, and it's not a good punt. Taken by Chandler. And Chandler gets back to the 45-yard line. 35-yard punt, 4-yard return. Scored 4 consecutive possessions. Riggs having a big day, over 100 yards total offense, and the 49ers, totally unlike Bill Walsh coach team, 3 turnovers, and that's the result of those numbers we just showed you. 24-10, Doc.
And Joe Montana just hasn't been able to find it. He's thrown a couple of interceptions, but Atlanta has done it well. This is a 12-play, 80-yard drive. Gerald Riggs, a good day into the end zone, made it 7-3.
That's the first touchdown for Atlanta. This is number 2.
And Jamie Primus, an excellent 29-yard run. Watch him right here, cut to the left side, takes it all the way to the end zone. That made it 14-3, Atlanta.
Best San Francisco field position of the day. This ball intercepted. Robert Moore. Touchdown, Falcons. It was intended for Rathman. Moore intercepts 47 yards. And how do you do? The Falcons may have arrived.
This ball is actually tipped up in the air as Montana is looking for Rathman out of the backfield. Watch it right here. It's thrown behind him. He tips it, and then it goes up in the air again, the old tip drill. And then Robert Moore takes it all the way to the end zone.
His second interception of the day. Moore, third-year pro out of Northwestern State. 30-10, Atlanta over San Francisco. Davis comes on to attempt the extra point. And it's good. And another flag. I think they're enjoying it.
We have a successful try. Defense, 46. Unsportsmanlike conduct, jumping up to block the kick, 15 yards on the kickoff.
That's Tommy Holmoe. So with 11 minutes now and 33 seconds remaining in the ball game, it's 31-10. Biggest surprises on this NFL Sunday afternoon. Atlanta Falcons upsetting San Francisco 31-10. It has been a game laden with interceptions, 5 in this game. 2 for Atlanta, 3 for San Francisco. And this will not be returned. So they'll bring it out to the 20, and the 49ers will start there. Joe Montana comes back out on the field. And waiting in the wings, Steve Young. Now, we talked to Bill Walsh yesterday. He gave us the indication that Young would play. He tried to work him into the ball game. Started.
Team number 30, offside, decline, first down.
Young started last week.
He did, and part of the reason he started was the memories that Joe Montana had from Giants Stadium, where the Giants beat him up a couple of years ago. Also, he had that elbow problem. So, I mean, What Bill Walsh said to us was that Montana was his quarterback. He's playing well now. He had a great year last year, and he really was the quarterback. This man is the quarterback of the future, but he'd only find a spot for him if the game warranted.
But you could tell that Walsh really likes Young. He can do so much for the ball club with his mobility. First down, Montana throws this one across the middle. It's complete to the 33-yard line. Ron Heller makes the catch, and John Rady makes the tackle. 11-13 remaining in the ball game. Hurry up offense for the 49ers. Again on first down. This one across to the 37-yard line. Roger Craig will be just shy of a first down.
And watch this. The ball is actually tipped, changes direction, but good concentration by Craig, and they have to get something going right away.
Montana on second down, going deep. This one almost intercepted in a weak throw, and that'll bring out the Boo Birds.
You mentioned the weak throw. He looked like he was laboring to throw that ball. I don't know if his elbow is bothering him or something's bothering him, but Joe Montana is definitely out of his rhythm. Has Atlanta taken him out of it? Partially, but he's just not as sharp as you've seen him before. You mentioned the other dimension Steve Young provides. He has all that mobility. He's young. He's anxious to play. It's interesting when you talk to both those guys, kind of friendly adversaries in the locker room, both of them believing they should be the quarterback of the 49ers.
Third down for Montana. He needs 5. This one not even close, but there's a flag. Illegal man downfield, and it was Randy Cross, number 51. So I'm sure that'll be declined.
Number 51, illegally downfield, decline, 4th down.
So it'll bring up 4th down, and San Francisco will have to punt it away. Barry Helton comes on. And things are starting to look bleak for the 49ers. There's a good look at Lou Barnes. This is a high spiraling punt. Will take Barnes back to the 14-yard line. He'll fair catch it there. A reminder that next week on CBS, doubleheader day. Black and Blue Division has that old-time rivalry between Chicago and Green Bay. And Chicago was beaten up today. Tampa Bay, New Orleans, and Atlanta at Dallas. Atlanta showing signs of really turning the corner. Then in the second game of the doubleheader, San Francisco, Seattle, and Washington at Phoenix. That's all next week on CBS Sports. First down, Atlanta.
Now it's simply a matter of using up that clock, and Riggs has allowed them to have that kind of luxury all afternoon. He's having a terrific afternoon, and I'm a little surprised because before the game, talking with him, he said he was tentative. His pulled muscle in his hip was bothering him, but obviously it's loosened up, the adrenaline is moving, and he's had a good afternoon taking the pressure off the young quarterback.
Over 100 yards for Riggs, total offense. 2nd and 8 at the 17. This is Riggs to the 23-yard line. Ricky Ellison makes the tackle.
Ellison's got a lot of mobility. Watch him, number 50. How he slides across. Nobody gets to him. The defensive linemen are keeping the blockers off the linebackers, comes over and makes the tackle.
Good block by Primus on Romanowski. And there's a good look at Ellison. Born in New Zealand. He had 12 tackles in week 1, had another solid week last week, and he's been active today. 3rd down for the Falcons. Miller gets the first down and gives himself up. Now, defensive backs have to be very careful. The rule states that if a quarterback comes feet first, he's giving himself up, you have to lay off. If he comes head first, he's open game.
It's made very clear in the rules this year. He pulls that ball back. He was looking for a receiver. And watch him slide. Going in, thinks he's on, it's around the shortstop position. Slides in, and you're right. The defenders have to lay off him when he slides feet first. If it's head first, they can take a legitimate shot.
He was a baseball player, too. Played in the minor leagues, batted against Steve Howe, Candelaria. But he said he batted his third-grade weight. And so he turned to football. On first down, they take it off the left side. Haley and Ellison make the tackle. Well, I'll tell you something. Big Bill Fralick got matched up with Fuller that time. And Griffin. It took them both out of the play, put Griffin on his back. 17 carries now for Riggs, 86 yards. Big Bill Fralick gets bigger every time I see him. 280 pounds now. At a pit. Clock at 7 minutes and 30 seconds. Riggs, oh, what a cut. To the 42-yard line, where Romanowski takes him down.
Fralick and Carter are going at it. Ooh, this is a heavyweight bout. I was just about to say, we expected a big day from Michael Carter today against Radloff, and now Yarno in there, but Bill Fralick and the centers have been doing a good job on Michael Carter, keeping him out of the backfield. Carter's frustration coming to the surface.
Hey, Doc,
right
we said Fralick was 280. Carter's 285. That is a heavyweight bout.
It sure is.
Michael Carter, silver medalist in the Olympics.
Offense number 79, personal foul, unsportsmanlike conduct, disqualified. 95, defense, unsportsmanlike conduct, disqualified. After the down.
So those two are done for the day. They can take the rest of the day off.
You talked about Michael Carter being the Olympic silver medalist. We asked him where his Olympic medal was. He said, heck, it's in the safety deposit box. I haven't seen it for a year and a half. But he will be watching the Olympics.
Shot putter still holds the world record for the high school shot record. But now they'll take the rest of the afternoon off. 7:20 left, and San Francisco indeed frustrated. Bill Fralick, very soft-spoken, well-mannered guy, delightful to talk to.
But you get a sense those veterans, guys like Fralick who've been around for 4 years, get a sense of something new starting in Atlanta with the young quarterback, with Andre Bruce. There's a new beginning, and a victory like this over one of the better teams in the NFL can only mean great things for the rest of the season, even though they have a very difficult schedule.
It'll be first down and 10. Ball on the 42, 6:57 remaining in the ball game. Atlanta in control. Settled to the 45, 47-yard line. He's knocked out of bounds there. Taken out by Jeff Fuller. Settles 5'9", 207 pounds, out of Appalachian State. 7.4 average per carry. And he also has the NFL's longest run of 1988, 62 yards.
Settle was a little disappointed that he wasn't drafted. He actually signed as a free agent, said he was sick the day he ran for the Scouts and only ran a 4.7, but said it was really a question of a small school, a small body, that they didn't draft him in higher.
2nd and 4. And now it'll be 2nd and 6. Or 3rd and 6, rather.
Watch number 94, Charles Haley, comes in right there untouched to make the tackle. And Charles Haley was one of the bright spots on that defense. He moved from defensive end to linebacker, and Bill Walsh thought that might give him some rush. One of the problems San Francisco has had, this year and last year was that good pass rush. They thought Haley might be in the mold of the Lawrence Taylors and the Tippett's and the Cornelius Bennett's to give some pressure from that linebacker position. Hasn't done anything this afternoon.
3rd down and 7, Falcons. Miller throws this one away, and Atlanta will have to punt. It was intended, I believe, for Whisenhunt, although he threw it about 6 rows up in the stands. Got the feeling last night talking to the Atlanta players, if they could upset San Francisco, this team could catch fire. Boy, they could do it out today. Rick Donnelly punts to Wes Chandler. But look at the coverage. They play with such emotion. Sylvester Stamps made the hit after the 40-yard punt.
You talk about the emotion, and this is part of it. They are playing with intensity, and that's one of the reasons they're ahead 31-10 today. Take a look at that hit on Stamps.
It is not a misprint. Atlanta 31, San Francisco 10 with 5:49 remaining in the ball game. Tim Brandt, John Dockery with you. Candlestick Park. What does this mean?
I think it means to the Falcons that they've beaten a good team on the road, and it's a chance for them to recoup. Even though they do have a tough games coming up against Dallas, Seattle, Rams, Denver, Giants, tough schedule, this means they now know they can beat a good team. And to do it away from home is something special for them.
5:49 remaining in the ball game as Montana remains the San Francisco quarterback. This one's complete to Calvin Nicholas. What it means for San Francisco is their first loss of the 1988 season. New Orleans won today, so New Orleans moves up into a tie with the 49ers. In that NFC West.
They'll have to play Seattle, Detroit, Denver, Rams. They don't have an easy schedule either.
Ratcliffe has his feet cut out from under him and dives forward to the 34-yard line. Keep in mind, New Orleans has won, so they are 2-1 now. And the 49ers, if the score stays like this, which it looks like it will also fall to 2-1. And Atlanta will be 1-2 is right.
The Rams and Raiders still going at it.
Montana with plenty of time throws this one across the middle of the Riceman. Look out. Rice inside the 40 to the 38-yard line, and there's a flag, and it could be a face mask. So they'll move it down a little bit further. Scott Case and Charles Dimry.
Defense, number 25 on the tackle. Face mask, 5 yards, first down.
That's Scott Case.
To their credit, Joe Montana and Jerry Rice still in the game. Take a look at Rice coming across the middle, gets behind the linebackers. Andre Bruce doesn't go with him, makes the catch. And then the penalty at the end of this. Right there, you see the face mask. Number 25, Scott Case. Joe Montana, watch him. He throws the ball, takes a big hit right under the chin, a helmet under the chin.
First down, Montana and the 49ers. And again, there's the flag. This pass is complete to Wilson at the 27-yard line, but there is a flag.
Tim, if you're the 49ers, how do you rationalize a game like this? Do you say that you've been on the road twice, you've won 2 close games, the emotional win against the Giants in Giant Stadium last week?
Offensive pass interference, number 85. 10 yards, still first down.
Montana said this week that it is more difficult to win at home because you feel more pressure and that you're expected to win. And on the road, you'll do anything to win.
And Bill Walsh followed that up by saying on the road, the only thing you're concerned about is that game. None of the other distractions which go with the everyday living. Certainly today, their concentration and intensity has not been there.
First down and 20. Montana double pumps, throws deep. And it's incomplete. The ball was tipped, and I was waiting for the call. Almost looked like Moore was going to come up with it.
Almost looked like Moore came up with his 3rd interception, but they're just trying to go downtown, hope for a miracle to Jerry Rice, but it's just too late. Watch here. 3 defenders. Moore almost comes up with it right there. Take a look at another angle. No way Atlanta's defense is going to let Rice behind them. Still haven't seen the ball. It looks like Moore has it underneath him, but it's not an interception.
No, it did roll on the ground. I did see that. Montana 3 interceptions today. He throws this one incomplete. This was intended for Calvin Nicholas. So it's been an unusual day for Joe Montana and the 49ers. As you look at Bill Walsh, but Montana 26 of 38, 266 yards and a touchdown, but 3 interceptions.
And a key interception early in the game when Rice was open in the first half in the end zone, threw it a little too softly, threw it underneath, it was intercepted. That really changed the momentum of this game.
Joe's 100th start in the NFL, and he goes over 25,000 passing yards for his career. And that's not bad.
25,000 yards, that's probably around 14 miles passing. Whew, what a career.
Well, if it's Sunday, it must be 60 Minutes. And if it's 60 Minutes, it's everybody's favorite news magazine. 60 Minutes tonight on CBS, followed by Murder, She Wrote, and then the CBS Sunday night movie, Rockabye, starring Valerie Bertinelli. That's all coming up tonight on CBS. 4 minutes, 32 seconds remaining at Candlestick Park. 31-10 Atlanta. As you look at the Giants in a low-scoring contest, San Diego upending Seattle. Rams over the Raiders. As the Rams try to stay unbeaten and move to the top of the NFC West. It looks like if the Rams do, they'll be the only remaining unbeaten team in the entire NFC. Third down and 20 for the San Francisco 49ers. Montana almost intercepted. It was intended for Chandler, but Charles Dimry had great coverage on the corner and almost had the interception. And you know, you're right. His arm does not look that strong.
Well, a couple of reasons. We mentioned the elbow, but also in practice, he's sharing the time with Steve Young. No quarterback can share the time 50-50 in practice and expect to be very sharp. He's also been distracted by that controversy. Am I the quarterback or is Steve Young the quarterback? Right now, he just doesn't get enough zip on it, gives the defensive back plenty of time to react. But in fairness to him, it's desperation time, and he's not satisfied with his performance.
Having to go on 4th down. This one across the Rice to the 20-yard line. Well, they needed 20, and they got 21.
One thing that's good this afternoon for Jerry Rice and the 49ers, if you're trying to find a silver lining, Rice is catching the ball well. He's getting some rhythm right now with Montana. But that's stretching a point. I mean, this game is over, 31-10, but Montana and Rice still in there throwing the ball, try to find that magic they had last year when Rice had 22 touchdowns.
First down. This is Craig to the 16-yard line. He's taken down by David Crudup.
I think also San Francisco's had problems on defense and not getting a pass rush. They thought Haley would do that. Ronnie Lott, Eric Wright are both out. Before the game, Ray Rhodes told me that he expected Ronnie Lott back next week. The doctors weren't quite sure, but he expects him back.
It's interesting, Doc, isn't it, how we sat down, we watched tape of Atlanta's first 2 games. We really liked Miller. Then after talking with the guys, we could see they were positive, confident, and very enthusiastic. And he said, hey, they could upset San Francisco. This is Rice on the reverse, cuts back, and he's down to the 13-yard line.
I have to agree with you, despite the fact, and there's the man most responsible for this afternoon's win, despite the fact that they were 0-2 and some tough losses, you still got a sense that they believed in themselves and they were growing in confidence, the Falcons were. And that's a team, you know, that has lost 14 of 17 over the last 2 years, 10 of their last 11. So for them to be that confident, they must have known something good was happening, even though it didn't show on the scoreboard.
Jerry Rice comes out. Mike Wilson comes in, along with Harry Sidney. It'll be 3rd and 3. Montana with time throws this one out to the right side. This is Wilson. Touchdown, San Francisco. Mike Wilson. Two minutes, 18 seconds remain. It's 31-16. And Mike Kofer on to attempt the extra point. Joe Montana's the holder. It's up and it's good.
To their credit, Montana still hanging in there, looking for some kind of respectability here. Wide open in the flat. Wilson into the end zone for the touchdown. You have to admire the competitive nature of Joe Montana. He's just in there, he gets a little bit of pressure, throws to his secondary receiver, and Wilson tight ropes in there for the touchdown.
Great effort by Wilson to stay in bounds. 86 yards, 10 plays, took 3 minutes and 31 seconds.
Special teams chart on the sideline as Atlanta is probably looking for the onside kick. The Niners right there preparing for it.
What an onside kick yesterday by Miami to get the ball back and beat Michigan.
Perfect onside kick, a couple of bounces, and then the big hopper. Oof.
You say you can do that 9 out of 10 times.
The only way I survived in the NFL, to be able to do everything and anything.
Well, I'm going to test you next week in Phoenix. There's the big hop. And it goes out of bounds, but it was certainly available for anybody to take it. It had gone 10 yards and the ball was loose. But it'll be Atlanta's ball as it goes out of bounds. Well, they got the couple little hops and then the big one, and it was loose.
This isn't as hard as it looks. If you hit the ball on the top quarter of the ball on the inside, let's see if we can see it. Probably can. He hits it on the top of the ball. It takes a couple of small bounces. Now the big one. Didn't quite go as high as you wanted it to go, but still it was a good kick, and a rebound goes out of bounds.
We get to Phoenix next week. We're going to test you, see if you can do that. First down. This is Gerald Riggs, and he almost breaks it. Brought down from behind by Tom Holmoe, but it's all the way down to the 28-yard line. Riggs almost broke that one. San Francisco takes a timeout with 2 minutes and 2 seconds remaining in the ball game.
You get an idea of why Riggs was over 1,000 yards 3 of the last 4 years, 1,700 in 1985. Man is just a steamroller. He's durable. Came in with an injury today. Still having a great afternoon. Over 100 yards total. There it is right there. 19 rushes, 115 yards, 1 touchdown.
But you know, we've come to expect that from Gerald Riggs. 3-time Pro Bowler, 3 1,000-yard rushing seasons, 24 100-yard games, 25 now.
He's that kind of a talent.
Perhaps underrated simply because he's played for Atlanta, and I mean at 117 Atlanta, and a big win for a very young team. 30 guys under the age of 26 on this Falcon team. And the 49ers bench, there is dejection.
And when you think about it, had fate gone the other way, this team could be 0-3. They beat New Orleans by 1 point. They beat the Giants by 3 last week. Today they're having their problems. You have to wonder just how good are the 49ers.
What does it mean that the 49ers, not so much that they lose because it's early in the season and they're still 2-1, but the way they lose to a team that is so very young.
It is so very young, and a team that's dominated almost 200 yards on the ground. They've just pushed the 49ers defense around. Admittedly, they're not at full strength, but still, it has to be a concern for Bill Walsh.
And I'm sure there'll be a lot of talk about the quarterback situation this week, as there has been the last 3 weeks, or actually since camp began. Settle takes it left side, under 2 minutes. And San Francisco, I believe, will take its final timeout. They do. The tackle was made by Kevin Lilly.
Minnesota, a big winner there. Miami gets out of their slump 24-17.
Buffalo had to come from behind. Jim Kelly leads the Bills 16-14 over New England.
Jets 45-3. That's a shocker.
Major surprise. Cincinnati 17-12. Boomer Esiason keeps the Bengals going.
3-0 Bengals. New Orleans 22-14.
Big win for them in light of the San Francisco loss here. Phoenix wins over Tampa Bay. Next week Phoenix plays Washington. Kansas City over Denver.
Got to be surprised by that one. Who's DeBerg at quarterback for Kansas City?
And Washington wins a big game in the NFC East. 1 minute, 53 seconds remain here. San Francisco, no timeouts left. It's 3rd down and 4 for Atlanta. Give inside to Settle, and he gets maybe back to the line of scrimmage. So Greg Davis will come on to attempt the field goal. And the field goal will be about 45 yards. He hit a 47-yarder earlier in this game. They do mark it 45 yards.
Rams up 21-10 over the Raiders. We'll be checking in on that game.
This kick is long enough, and it's good. And so the Falcons go up 34-17 with 1:05 remaining in the ball game.
Marion Campbell, you get a feeling that he knows something about quarterbacks. Remember, he drafted Bartkowski when he was here before with Atlanta. He drafted Randall Cunningham, who was part of
Philadelphia,
that.
that's
Philadelphia.
right.
And now he comes with Chris Miller. You get a sense he knows what good quarterbacks are about.
Well, it's not like he's new to this business. He's been through 35 seasons in the NFL as a player and a coach. Another reminder, next Sunday, doubleheader day on Greg Davis to kick off. Short hop by DeBose. DeBose has some room. 40, up to the 49-yard line before he's knocked out of bounds. 38-yard return and knocked out by Brett Clark. And I think Steve Young. No, it's Montana. While we have an opportunity, we want to thank Bill Breslin, our spotter up here, and Chuck Gardner, our statistician, in the booth. Looks like Haley is down. San Francisco. Well, it has indeed been a surprise here this afternoon. A lovely day and a big crowd, and San Francisco fell flat. But I'm not so sure they're losing to a bad football team. Atlanta, young, aggressive, and playing well.
They absolutely are, and they have a quarterback who is comfortable, who is growing each week. Offensive line did a good job today against a reasonable defense. Receivers, nothing special, but Gerald Riggs came out after being injured last week, came out, had an excellent day to take the heat off Chris Miller. And Marion Campbell, a nice win for him, get his team back on track.
San Francisco scored first. Mike Kofer on a 38-yard field goal made it 3-0. San Francisco. Atlanta came roaring right back. 80-yard drive, 12 plays. Gerald Riggs scored from 3 yards out. It was 7-3 Atlanta. Then a major controversial play. San Francisco went for a first down and seemingly made it. Then there was a review, instant replay, and they said that the foot had hit, the knee had hit, and they brought up 4th down, and San Francisco had to punt. Atlanta came right back on that possession. James Primus scored from 29 yards out. Then with 57 seconds left, Miller scored on a 1-yard run, and the Falcons were in control. Montana, 3 interceptions this afternoon. First down and 10 at the 49. 56 seconds remain in the ball game. 34-17 Atlanta. Montana throws, and it's complete to Rice at the 35-yard line. Clock continues to run. 16-yard pickup.
That champion never quits, despite the fact he's thrown in 3 interceptions. Montana still bringing them to Rice.
Well, more importantly, they need points as a deciding factor if it is close in the race down the stretch. That's one of the deciding factors playoff-wise.
It's hard to think about that now when you're down 34-17.
But you have to.
You do?
Point differential is a major factor.
And you have to keep your self-respect. You just can't say, well, this is over, I'm going to lie down and quit. It's just not the way the 49ers have ever played. Not something that Bill Walsh will accept.
Jerry Rice, 7 catches, 153 yards today. Almost all of those have come in the second half. Montana with time drops this one underneath to Roger Stroll, who sprints to the sidelines and stops the clock at 21 seconds. Joel Williams was hot on his heels.
You look for reasons why Atlanta comes up with such a big upset this afternoon. Yes, they had intensity. Yes, they had a good game plan. But to execute that game plan against a championship caliber team like this is something very special. And give credit to the quarterback, Miller, the Riggs. They dominated on the ground here this afternoon. Tim, almost 200 yards rushing against the 49ers.
Marion Campbell also calls the defensive signals. He's the defensive coordinator, which is a little bit unusual in the National Football League. Montana to Wilson. They're working on Haley.
Charles Haley, a third-year player out of James Madison, made the transition from the defensive end spot to linebacker. They're counting on him to be the pressure linebacker, the guy that gives them some rush off that 3-4 coming at linebacker. Missing him would certainly hurt that defense even more than it's been hurt by the loss of Ronnie Lott and Eric Wright.
17 seconds remain in the ball game now. Rice completed the 12. They've got to hurry up. 9 seconds. This will be the last play of the game. Time has expired. Montana with time. Throws complete. No. Rice can't hold on. And that'll do it. The ball hit Rice between the 8 and the 0. Pretty good game going over between the Raiders and the Rams. Right now we're going to check in there and see how that ball game is going. Right now Dick Stockton is there. Let's take you now to the Rams and Raiders.